Do people give a damn about my resume bullet points? That's a damn good question, I'll tell you what. And the reason it's a damn good question is because we're going to give you the answer in this video. So stay tuned, check out the previous videos in the playlist. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe notification bell to get more videos just like this, where we're solving the problems that you faced most. My name is Jason Humphrey. I help people get started in their tech career and also further their tech career by getting the job they want and making the money they want to. Now let's dive into this video today about, do my bullet points suck? I mean, I know it's not the title, but that's some of the questions that I get sometimes of, why am I just not getting calls? What are they not seeing in my bullet points? Or am I driving the value to the audience? Because I told you before in previous videos, your audience is selling something very particular to you. Are you selling it back to them the way they want it most? And one of the things that we have to do in understanding, are we selling it back, is break down our resume bullet points to see if we are driving value to them. And the easiest way to do that is with the formula of X, Y, and Z. You've probably heard about this before. You potentially heard about it in my other videos, or maybe you've heard about it somewhere else. It stands for accomplished X, measured by Y, by doing Z. Really simple formula that drives value to the reader, because what it allows them to do as they read through it is to understand what you've done, how it can be proved, or where's the proof in it, and what you could potentially do for them because it's what you did for yourself. And so this formula is really useful to us here, because what we're going to do now is we're going to come back over in a second here to our John Wayne example. And we are going to talk through some bullet points and break down this exact exercise I want you to go through. So let's go over there now. And the exercise is as simple as this. And I'm going to take you right down to the project section, and this is exactly where we're going to focus. We are going to come down here, and I wonder why the dots didn't show up there. And we are physically going to put X, Y, and Z. And we are going to take our bullet points and we are going to break them down for what we have in them. Because what I bet is about to happen in your resume is that you are missing pieces of the puzzle. And to be clear, as you read through the X, Y, and Z, and as we're auditing this, X, Y, and Z doesn't mean you physically write a sentence that is, I accomplished this, and I can measure it because of this, and here are the actions I took. Like, you could, I guess, write it theoretically like that. You could still make it proper grammar, but it's more about, do you get all three pieces of the puzzle in your bullet points? And so when we come down here and look at the X, which is accomplished, okay, what did we accomplish in this first one? All right, so we implemented protected routes. All right, that's what we're claiming we accomplished. At the same time, we're going to come down here. You developed a front-end application with React. All right. And to be clear, in this example of the resume, I put actually three very typical. Actually, I did actually go pull them from real people's resumes, because I want to make this ultra clear. I actually removed out the one out of this copy of the resume because John Wayne's examples were a little more particularly chosen. So you're going to notice these are different if you've watched in other videos. Okay, then built a CRUD database. So these are all the accomplishments. Okay, let's go back to the top. Can we measure it? Protected routes. Okay, so these are more of the actions. Okay, so there's no measured. And when we look at down here, once again, there's no measured. And we talk about actions, which is React.js and React hooks. Okay, and then this one. Okay, so you built a CRUD database to extract Yelp's API on restaurant zip code. Okay, so this is kind of more of the action. So what you're noticing very quickly in this example is there's no measurability here. What I'm getting to you is, when you go through this and you do this yourself, more than likely you're going to find this exact problem of you don't measure enough. And measuring is truly that proof that when someone reads it, they can just understand and go, yep. Let me give you a quick example. If I want, and because sometimes measuring and measurability is specificity. What I mean by that is you want proof, and that's why we measure things. You did 8 components, you did this. Sometimes is specificity is if you told me you built a mobile responsive site and you told me you use Bootstrap, I know because Bootstrap, I've used Bootstrap before. As long as I'm using Bootstrap, I'm mobile responsive. Regardless if it's impressive or not, you can measure it by you using Bootstrap. So sometimes that's specificity, and that's great. But what you're starting to see here is there's no specificity, there's no measurability, there's no proof that someone's getting. And that's the biggest problem with what you're seeing in these 3 examples. Now, I could keep going and breaking down more, and what you'll find is a mixed match of maybe sometimes measurability, sometimes it's just what you accomplish. And ultimately, what it comes down to is, do you cover all 3 things? And do you drive it in a readable, legible way that someone can read the value out of it? But there is another piece to this puzzle is, what type of actions are we telling people? Because what you see on this screen right here, just listing off your actions were, I use JSON web tokens, Passport, and bcrypt. Okay, all right, not super thrilling here of actions. You really didn't tell me too much. At the same time, the same next sentence was the exact same way. But looking at this last one, this gets a little bit better, right? We're driving a little bit more value, even though we missed the measurability here. You're telling me you extracted and loaded the Yelp's API information to gain information for restaurants based on zip codes. Okay, that's pretty good action. You're getting better here. You're missing one key part. You do that, and this sentence can become way better pretty damn quickly. And so when you think about having the XYZ, don't just think about it in the sense of, I need to just list off skills as my actions. No, put in more effort. Show them the depth of what you did or what you had to do to drive them value. That is the key here that you need to be doing. You need to make sure that with your bullet points that you have currently, you're driving that value through each step of the X, Y, and Z. Make sure you're talking about things that actually matter to you. Just telling me you implemented protected routes is not a great accomplishment. That is not something I totally care about. I'm going to care more about you solving complex problems, architecting out databases, doing things that are a little more sophisticated than probably copy and pasting logic in protected routes. At the same time, just telling me you developed a front-end application is still not that great. Maybe mobile responsive would be a little bit better, but this is where this exercise is ultimately about you breaking it down and trying to analyze, what are you doing in these bullet points? Are you driving value to the reader? And so as we come to a close today, I encourage you, if you want more videos like this, for one, make sure you hit the subscribe notification bell. It helps the channel grow. And as is, we'd love to see you in the next video, because we go in depth into user experience with auditing your resume, and it only keeps getting better. Trust me. So I want to see you over there. But as we close this out, my takeaway that I want to make sure you get out of this is that take your current bullet points, break them down, because if you do this, you personally will see that you are either driving value or you are merely just getting by and fitting in the crowd. There's a clear distinction when I do this exercise with people. People read their stuff, break it down, and go, oh, wow, how have I missed this the entire time? Or they read it and go, I just rebuilt a damn good resume. Because if you did it from the beginning, you generally get results. If you haven't been doing it from the beginning, this is generally how we end up here, is we have to fix these tiny little things. Yes, you built good sentences, but it's so much more than just a grammatically correct sentence. It's the ability to show them what they care about, prove it to them that you can do it, and help them understand how you can do it for them. And if you do that, you will start to see more results in your resume. Now, this isn't the end. I'll see you in the next video, and have a great rest of your day.